I'm a student of Monash, so they use the Ed system as well.
Yeah.
But basically, you would need to get that data off of Ed, and there's a few ways to do that. So you can either, there might be an API access to get the data, or you can just like log in with your account and then scrape the data, which isn't ideal, but it may be an option just for like an MVP to get it up and running. So yeah, there's certainly ways to get the data off of a forum easily. In terms of like, would it be kind of like a bot that could summarize maybe the top 10 questions and make a post? Or would you prefer to create your own website where it pulls the ed data, forum data down, and then does these summarized posts, has a chat bot where you can ask it forum questions? So how did you think you'd want the best experience for the actual uni student? Would it be trying to embed things over on Ed? Or do you think there'll be a lot of restrictions around what you can do with Ed, therefore building your own site of that data?
So we were initially thinking of making something from scratch. Like we hadn't considered taking like sort of Ed and then amplifying it with the AI bot. Do you think, like, which approach do you think would be better?
So to bootstrap a project really quickly, you could try and integrate, but there might be some terms and conditions of the university of pulling data off of the university platform. So that might run into issues. But certainly, like you said, if you just built your standalone site first and then just had uni students ask it questions, I'm pretty certain you can train that chatbot really quickly on all, say, the uni assignments, the textbooks, the material that you have for that subject. So it actually does make good answers. Then you could build a little Q&A page, so similar to Stack Overflow or Reddit, but very specific to the data of your subject. So there's certainly ways you can build that pretty quickly.
Okay.
And yeah, I think if you're just talking about a hackathon MVP, building your own page that is an addition to the forum would be a great way to do it. You could manually just sort of copy paste some data as well, just to get it started as a prototype. Really longer term though, if you're trying to get into where the university students are, you'd have to have some sort of automatic integration, whether that's like an API integration with Ed, a bot that joins the Ed forum and starts answering things, or maybe creating its own summarization post each day or something. But yeah, you'd have to work with the uni and the uni platform Ed to figure out how to do that in a way that they're happy with. You also have to just worry about data, so making sure that the data you take from a forum is not the university's own data. So just working through things like that. But like you said, if students start using your site, that's basically the student putting data into your site. And then the beauty of, say, OpenMesh Xnode is all of that data is contained on the one server. You're not sending it out to ChatGPT or some other external AI provider. It's all running on your one server. So you can actually lock it all down and secure it, and the whole application is running within your own server. So, and that includes the AI that's answering it. That AI never talks to anyone else in the world. It's all running on that one box. So,
so it'd be secure in that sense, you're saying? Yeah,
fully self-contained. It's just a way to protect the data that your students are putting in and the data that they're getting out. It's all run by you, and it's sort of locked down by your access to the box. So, yeah.
So yeah, I think the idea would be we sort of make our own version of the forum, and maybe for our demo, we'll just make up like a fake subject or something, generate like an assessment, just get like all the fake details, maybe like 100 chat history that we just either make ourselves or randomly generate, and then sort of go off that. And of course, if we were to develop it later, you could use the real stuff.
Yeah. What subject are we talking about here? Is this finance or is it like what?
We use it across the university, so
Okay. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's cool. What was your next question there?
So I was just going to say where we're up to is we watched your orientation video. We've downloaded Cursor and sort of all the other preliminary stuff. And we're up to the point where we want to do our first prompt to get like a initial app going.
Yeah.
You could help us, make sure that first one's going the right direction.
Yeah, so one thing I'll give you, if you just have a look at youtube.com/@John-Forfar, just check out the YouTube. I'll just put a latest video up of the previous mentoring session. Let me just send you that link. But yeah, basically we'll be following a lot of the steps that happened there. So apologies, I only got that out this morning.
No worries. Is that the one that's helping students unlock app building potential? Yeah. That one?
Yeah. So basically we can run through similar sort of mentoring session like that. And all you need to do is just share the screen that you're trying to run Cursor on. We can definitely help out. The big things that I found is, are you a developer or have installed a lot of this stuff before or not really?
No, we're pretty new to the developing game.
Yeah, cool. So just got a few things to install and it's pretty quick. So yeah, just share screen. I can definitely help out there.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll join on my laptop and I'll share off that.
Yeah, awesome. Have you installed anything yet?
I downloaded a handful of things this morning. I couldn't tell you, but
yeah. I'll just drop into the chat a few things that maybe just cross-check that you have downloaded. You mentioned you've already installed Cursor, so that should be okay. Oh, awesome. So yeah, you've already got the GitHub repo for Hackathons Global Accelerator 2025 cloned.
Yep.
You've got the vibe code prompt, the ultimate vibe code prompt. So basically you can copy that, and I think you may have already done that, and then you just edit what is this app that you're going to build about. So yeah, if you just want to explain that, how you've gone so far.
So I was just starting to write it up here. So some of the details I wasn't sure about was like, I'm just assuming ours would fit under the Learn AI track, right? Would you say that's the most appropriate one?
Yeah, so Learn AI, it's educational apps. So basically, all it's doing is just looking at all the demo apps in that GitHub repo and learning from that. And then when it gives you an answer, it's actually got a bit more context before it answers. But the main thing at the very top is just describing your application. So that task section, replace that. Yep, beauty. And so basically this will be so maybe just start typing there, continuing the task. I want to create a forum, or is it a Q&A website or similar to Reddit, similar to Stack Overflow, things like that?
Yeah, basically.
So yeah, I want to create a Q&A forum website where students can ask questions about the subject, and it will be providing answers. And you can basically just say, generate some information about, or dummy data about this subject, whatever the subject is. So it could be blue whales or whatever the topic that you're making up would be. And what we'll do is, you'll have a Q&A website that's, so then the question is it user responses that are responding to the answers, or is it this like an AI that responds, but it's publicly available for everyone to see going forward?
I think the idea is it's the traditional forum where like students or teachers can answer on it. But when you go to write a question, before it publishes, the first step is to see, can the AI answer it based off its knowledge?
Yeah.
And if the answer is no, then it will get posted.
Yeah, and we don't want it to, because sometimes when you're using AI with uni and things, because uni subjects are like, you know, maybe not the same as like what they'd expect in the outside world. Sometimes the answers are not as accurate. And yeah, so we want it to like initially have knowledge such as like maybe the syllabus or like assessment dates, because a lot of people in ed will be like, oh, you know, how much is the final worth? And that's like something they should have just found on the syllabus. So this like that will kind of be like the first kind of knowledge it has. And then later, as people ask more questions and professors are able to answer it, and I guess the bot will use a very like authoritative source of the professor and be able to feed that information into future students who ask similar things.
Yeah, I think basically if you just say, I want to have a folder where I drop some content into, like, you know, text files and things, it will be able to generate knowledge from that. Then just say that, you know, is there going to be users so people log in and have an avatar or a profile?
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, you'll need to have a Postgres database for that sort of thing. So just say, please install a Postgres database. So please install a Postgres database. So that's just an open source database, no licensing or whatever. You don't have to pay money for it. And it just runs on your local machine. Basically, you'll have to install Docker as well. So let me just get the link for that. Docker is how it runs that. So yeah, just you can just say, please install Docker also to host the database. Let me just give you something to copy paste.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Yeah, so if you just chuck that in, and then yeah, basically the next step is to just start vibe coding. So you have installed Node.js and Llama.
I've got a Llama. I don't think I have Node.js.
And have you heard of Terminal? So the command prompt or terminal. Are you on a Mac?
Yeah. On a Mac.
Yeah, so just open up Terminal in the little application launchpad at the bottom left, and then share screen. So what should happen is it will download an AI model onto your laptop, and this will be the brains of your application. It'll be running in the back end, and your application will be able to talk to it, and that's how it can generate sort of forum posts or answers. What was it? Is there an error or something? Or?
I got no application memory, so it's because I've had too many tabs open on Chrome for too long, and it's amassed to too much. I just got to restart it.
Okay, yeah, cool. All good. So yeah, I think with those sort of initial prompts, I've got the conversation here if you want me to paste it back in the chat if you're rebooting. But yeah, basically you install those things. Do you know if your hard drive has enough space or?
Mine, I think I'm getting pretty low.
Okay, because that's another thing. It might be a few gigs to install a AI LLM, but just, yeah, we'll find that out. The other thing we can do is we can offer hosting. So basically, once you get this app running, we can actually help host it for you, so it's not on your laptop and things like that going forward. So that's something that we're working on with different projects that submit to the hackathon.
Right. So we have it on like VS Code, and we're both able to edit it. And so for me to edit it, do I also have to download all of these things?
Yeah. So you have to have all the dependencies or things running on your laptop. Is it VS Code or Cursor?
I just got Cursor. She hasn't got Cursor yet.
Yeah, so you have to use Cursor, and basically Cursor's highly integrated into all the different AI models, and it really does a great job helping you build the application quickly. Yeah, but what course are you guys doing?
Oh, okay.
at-
Yeah, so we both study finance, and then I do engineering as well.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So like a double degree or something?
Yeah.
What did
Yeah,
you do? Ash?
Yeah, I was going to say, so I've done I did like a technical course through apprenticeships and things out of high school a long time ago, in telecommunications, and then studied in telecommunications engineering. And then I moved into a business degree, so like an MBA from University of Western Australia, and now just finishing a master's degree of computer science and AI. So at Monash. So yeah, lifelong learning. Hopefully you don't have to do lots of degrees in the future. You can just finish this one, but you know.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, I've come back on so I can share the screen.
Okay, great.
So you go. You want me to pull up terminal? Do I do that?
Yeah.
Just in this, or like through the cursor?
You can do it just in that terminal, just for this one. So this is just installing the Llama model. Hopefully it's running. Yep, that's perfect. So yeah, it's pulling in 2 gigs, which is Llama 3.2. So yeah, you just let that run in the background. Then we can go back and install, I think, Node.js.
Yeah. I tried downloading it earlier, so I don't know if I actually have it yet or if it was unsuccessful before. Yeah, it probably didn't work out. Okay, so I download that as well.
Yep.
And then don't need to worry about these, or?
Now you just scroll down, Mac installer.
Yeah, okay, sweet.
And then Docker as well. So
Just from the internet?
yep, Docker desktop it's called. Basically, it just runs the database for you in the background.
Yeah, sure.
So basically what this is like your local development environment. You're setting up all the infrastructure and tools in the background, so you can actually build apps.
Yeah, so many different tools. Like,
yeah, there's a lot of, this is all like 10, 15 years old. A lot of people have built on top of thousands of updates to make it better. So yeah, it's pretty used across the industry. Hopefully you don't run out of hard drive space.
It's actually likely, so hopefully I'm fine.
Have you got a MacBook Air? As long as it's not an, is it? All right. So have a look at the, yeah, maybe you just go to say settings and look at your storage, and it sort of tells you how much space you got left on your computer.
I had 10 gigs right before we started downloading everything, so probably cooked.
All right, let's see how it goes.
To what extent do we need to know how to code to do this?
Yeah, so not much at all. So basically, once you get the tools running, you can just chat to the AI in Cursor, and it will go off and do everything for you. So you don't even need to run those commands in terminal anymore. AI can run commands. The AI can actually install a lot of things for you, but I just found that installing a couple of these things manually just makes it a lot quicker. And then, yeah, you can get this. So if you look at that YouTube video, there's at the end of it, we had the most basic sort of website where Vans was able to basically get the basic feedback from the AI saying, here's what I've built so far. Now add this button, add this text, change the color, and you just keep building your application idea up from there. So that's where I'm keen to get you guys up to.
That would be awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
So how important would you say is that first prompt? Like if, let's say you had a really basic one to start with, does that make it a lot more difficult to progress from there, or?
Yeah, so it just, it's time. So if you're missing some things that are not installed, then yeah, basically it'll say that that's not installed. It'll have an error and you have to figure it out. Okay, I need to install something. So you're basically cutting down time, but absolutely anyone can just pick this up and run with it. But I'm just talking about the difference of getting started between 2 hours and like say 15 minutes. So
Yeah, sure.
we're just cutting it right down how long it takes for you to do it. Yeah, you should be up and going once these things are installed. That's all good. So in terms of the hackathon itself, the prizes, while we wait, is there any questions that you had?
I think we'll, I don't know, I think find out if we can even get something going first.
Yeah.
But I guess, yeah, what are the, let's say you're successful in this Australia comp. I saw that there was like something in Dubai, like what's the pathway to there?
Yeah, so for HackNode Australia, there's like 3 prizes, monetary prizes for first, second, third. The top entrants, they're automatically picked to go to Dubai. So you receive an invite to the accelerator in Dubai. And what that is a 1-month co-working space stay. So you can work out of the office during that 1-month period. And typically there'll be mentors and investors that you can be introduced to talk about your business idea. So probably just something to step back and talk about is with the HackNode Australia, it's like an MVP, minimum viable product. You're building your application idea up as a tangible thing that people can interact with. That's basically building a prototype project, right? And it's just by itself, there's no users, but you basically took an idea out of your head and built it. And then you're using vibe coding, you're learning vibe coding skills the whole way through. And then you're also able to publish this on LinkedIn as a project. You're able to publish it as a project on GitHub if you want to save your code there. So that works out for getting experience and learning some AI skills and vibe coding skills, and a bit of development skills as well. Then once you submit that project to the hackathon, it gets assessed by judges who then figure out, is this something that could potentially take off? Is there potential for it to make money if there's like a monetization strategy attached to it? Like maybe you charge people $5 a month access to this application. Maybe there's if there's a certain upvote, maybe the person that gets an upvoted comment gets some financial reward, like 5 or 10 cents. So there's a whole heap of like infinite business models you could apply to it. It's just actually figuring out first. And I'll just sort of make a line in the sand here between the MVP project you build in the hackathon and then building a startup, which is the accelerator. So the accelerator is about taking your project idea and then turning it into a successful business. So then you go into the sort of startup methodologies around like figuring out product market fit. So is there a big target market that's willing to use your project, your application? Is it solving a problem for them? Are they willing to pay for that problem? How much are they willing to pay for that problem? Is it like $1 a month or 5 cents per reply or whatever? And then you're validating it. So validating it with the market, saying, okay, I've built this thing. I've now integrated it with some financial, ways to monetize it. And then you're getting people, say, through a Twitter account you build up in that project name. Maybe you've made a bot that integrates with Reddit, for example, which is something you could do. You could just like integrate with University of Sydney Reddit and have a little Reddit bot that's answering questions. So there's a whole heap of things you can do with this. And it's pretty easy to vibe code a bot that integrates with Reddit nowadays. So yeah, there's a lot of cool things you can do there. You can integrate it with Discord. You can integrate it with Telegram. So there's so many cool ways you can go with this idea. But anyway, so what you're trying to do is prove that there is a market that's willing to pay for it. And that becomes a successful startup idea. Potentially, if you have investors coming in, they could really accelerate your idea. And the mentorship is about, instead of you making 100 mistakes to get to your successful business, you're maybe making a couple of mistakes through execution, and then the investment's there to keep the business idea growing really fast. So it's really about just learning that these are sort of like innovation skills that they teach in like entrepreneurship class, things like that. And then accelerators are just designed to make your business go from 0 to 1 really quickly.
Yeah, that's really exciting.
So in terms of the hackathon, like what kind of things are in the judging criteria, and like what do you guys pick projects based on?
Yeah. So I'll just quickly share. How's the downloads going? And what I'll do, I'll share screen. They're finished?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then a llama in the terminal, is that still there, or?
98%. So practically not.
Yeah, awesome. So let me just load up the website. Yeah, so if you just go to say Block, this is the hackathon platform that's hosting our hackathons. As you can see, Australia's launched, India's just launched, and you can scroll down this hackathon page, and it tells you the project submission deadline date, which is only a few days away. I'm happy to help reply to comments until that time. Mm-hmm. And the rules are here as well, which is pretty generic. Just build something, either post the code publicly on the GitHub, or maybe put it in your own directory, like your own GitHub profile, and post it there. When you go to hit apply, you put the link to your code in this section, and just make sure that someone at OpenxAI can have access to it. If not, we'll DM you. The judging criteria is here as well. So again, it's just 6 categories. So innovation, is it how unique and creative is the app? Technical quality, so does the code work? Are you able to get a MVP demo running on your own laptop? Then you basically have to record a little selfie video explaining it. Maybe you screen share with like Google Meet or Loom or some tool like that to record your screen and just talk about what the idea is. Some submissions have made a little Google slide PowerPoint presentation, like a pitch deck. You don't have to go into all that detail, but you can if that's how you want to explain it. And then you basically just show off the website that's running, talk through it. User experience, like is the app targeting a specific user? Would that user, let's say you're aiming at 70-year-olds, the 70-year-olds, if they were to look at this website, would they figure out just where to click? Is it a good color scheme? Is it an ugly design, or are they happy with it? So that user experience, you basically just want to make sure that the user knows how to post a question, knows how to see the responses, knows how to upvote things, knows how to log in. So things like that. User adoption. Now, this is sort of going in between MVP project into the startup accelerator. So are you able to build user base? So this could be just you setting up a Google form, showing people that web page and saying, hey, sign up as being interested. And you could just build up like 100 users' emails on a Google form somewhere. Google Forms saves that into a spreadsheet. And that could be a potential indicator of interest in your application. So that's something you could do for user adoption. If you do manage to get it running, we can help you deploy it. And if you can build up users actually using this deployed thing on a public website, then that's another story as well. The other one is just follow us on Twitter, so you can build up an account for it and build that up as well. Yep.
Is that something we actually would want to do like prior to the 12th, when I think the submissions are due? Or is that sort of like the next steps?
Yeah, so this is something that you can work on the side, building up interest for your app or getting upvotes for it on, say, Reddit or something. Maybe there's a screenshot from a uni forum that you could post this in and get upvotes for. So just really figuring out, is it an idea in your own mind that you've come up with, and sounds like a good idea to you? Obviously, you're biased. No offense or anything. It's just like, this is the startup mindset of a founder. A founder typically thinks their idea is the greatest in the world, and it's the founder's job to validate that with product market fit. So does the product respond to it in a positive way? How many users can you get to? The impact is about, is it addressing a real world problem? So that's kind of 2 points of, is there people that want this solution, and then are they willing to pay for it? The other part of impact is, how do you distribute it? So do you have a big partnership with Ed, the educational forum platform? Maybe they respond to your email and say, that's a great idea. We actually have a new app plugin where you can just install your plugin into Ed forums and get it activated at your uni. So there's a whole heap of partnership opportunities for distributing your product out to people. But otherwise, you're just building something, it's on your personal site, and that's it. No one uses it, maybe your close friends and family, but if you can't get that wider adoption, that's just something to think about. And this could just be a slide on your pitch deck of how you're going to do it for the hackathon. You don't have to demonstrate that, but it's just showing that you've had some thought about it. Maybe you've got a reply from Ed saying, hey, yeah, this sounds like a good idea, and that's something you can talk about. Maybe you've got a whole bunch of upvotes somewhere, and you can show off interested users as well. And then decentralized vision. So this is basically talking about no middleman. So how do you get it out to this app out to people across the world? So there could be people in Africa that want knowledge, but they can't afford to go to the best university. Maybe there are other universities that can't afford these expensive SaaS platforms that a lot of the top tier universities might have. You might have an app or a platform that you can actually sell to universities that are in other parts of the world. It could even be regional universities in Australia that might be interested in this product. So it's just thinking about, how could you decentralize it? How can you open up access so it's not like a privileged top tier person that uses it? It could be open to everyone in the world to use, like similar to like Reddit and how everyone uses that. So it's, how can you decentralize it? There's some technical questions around decentralization. So, is it hosted on your server? Is it just you that controls the data? So with decentralization, you can have it on a blockchain. You can, distribute it across a whole bunch of data centers around the world. So there's a lot of technical decentralization, but really it's about getting rid of the middleman and making this open for everyone to be able to access and use. And that could include pricing, like I said. So top tier pricing versus free, or with blockchain and Web3, you can actually enable microtransactions. Like I said, 5 cents to get a bunch of responses. Instead of charging $15 a month, you can charge like 5 cents per use, which is something you can't really do with a normal credit card subscription. No one's going to pay a 5 cent credit card subscription. But with crypto and Web3, you can actually do all these different business models. So,
thanks
anyway,
for running.
Let's flick through to the cursor and see how you're going with the installation.
All right. So it's somehow on 100%, but anyways, the llama should be done in a second.
Yeah, we'll just let that run, and if you go back to cursor.
Yeah, all right, so on cursor now.
Yeah, so if you just say copy that prompt that you had at the top, yeah, that's the one.
So, I mean, is there much else in there for us to edit, or is it kind of fine?
Yeah, just run with that and just say, please tell me the changes you're going to make before you do it, and it will just give you a rundown of what it's about to do. So you can just put it at the end. Hey?
I said, does it matter?
So go for it. It doesn't matter where you put it. So
okay. Before you do them?
Yep. And basically you're going to read what it's going to do. Yeah, and just push up or submit. You can make that sidebar bigger as well. Yeah, you should be able to, there's a command. So basically it's going to create a new folder for you called AI discussion forum. So there's the project name already. So yeah, run, it will run that command. So now it's basically creating all the files for your application. Just keep hitting run. So it's going off creating all the folder structure. It's going to check that certain things are installed. It can install them for you as well. It's going to basically set up the whole website for you. So this typically you're just confirming and running and yes, continue just doing these steps for a little bit. Yeah, this would have took, you know, an hour many years ago, like 3 years ago, but now you can use vibe coding and do it in say 10 minutes. And basically this is like the latest industry standard. The AI models are trained on what the latest thing is to do. So it's setting it up properly, more or less. So yeah, it's installing Node.js, which is a web server that runs. It has a front end where you can have a website running to show to people. It has a back end as well, which is basically the database, things like that.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't
it? So just out of curiosity, when you say that it like makes it to the industry standard, if everyone stopped actually coding and everyone only vibe coded, does that mean the standard would never change?
So yeah, I guess it's bringing up the lower end of the standard. So if people were building apps by themselves and they didn't have the full training, maybe several years of experience in the industry through work experience, then they build these sort of lower quality apps, and there'll be a bit of a distribution between the quality of apps that people build in isolation versus what's out there on the internet. What AI does, it raises the bar. So when you build a typical app like this, I sort of mentioned that a couple of YouTube videos ago, but you can at the end of this go, I'm about to make this live, but can you just check for some performance bugs? Can you also do some testing for cybersecurity? And it will look at all the code and go, oh, you got some issues with cybersecurity. I'll fix those as well. I can see a potential scaling issue. So let's move this to this setup and it will fix that as well. So I guess you're just looking at, right now, you're just saying, yeah, build an MVP, get me the most basic application running so I can see it. That's all you're trying to achieve right now. But then in the near future, you'll be say, I want to launch this live. You can ask AI to do those other things, and it will know based on all the knowledge of the internet that the AI model was trained on, what the latest standard is. I think the question was around if people stopped coding themselves, would the industry standard go up higher? Basically, there will be people, if everyone's at the same level and they can build the same apps, there will be people trying to build something better. And that's purely just, you know, a few gamification sort of factors there. So like, are they trying to win and beat the competition in the hackathon? Are they trying to address a new market and get profits out of an untapped niche in the market? So there's always going to be people that are pushing things forward, and the bar, like you said, the bar's risen really quickly, and it's sort of slowing down, and everyone's at the same level. but there's always going to be people that are trying to push to the next level. So yeah, just going back to the prompt. So basically, the backend API was installed before I started talking. So if you've heard of API, that's basically the backend logic of your application. The front end talks to the API, and then the API then can do lots of things, like maybe it integrates with Telegram bots or Discord bots, or integrates with the Ed forum platform. The one thing that it's doing right now, it's talking to Llama through an API. It's talking to the Llama API running on your computer. That same Llama will be running on the X node if you deployed it on the cloud. So when you make this public and you have a domain people can visit, it's using that same sort of technology. It's now going through, it's installing all the dependencies and all the software needed to run a website. And yeah, it's doing it all in that one folder. So the AI discussion forum, that's your folder. That's where all your files are. You completely own this code, right? So it's not owned by us. It's not owned by Cursor. You own the IP and the code for your application, which is great. So you're not sort of outsourcing it to anyone to build. It's all, you guys own this code and everyone can build it themselves.
That's an interesting point. So you're saying even if you get AI to generate it, it's your IP?
Yeah. So basically, basically all the responses from AI are generated from such a diverse amount of data that I think the trademark and IP standards is it cannot be. I think it cannot be 90% the same, or it has to be 10% different from everything else in the industry. So yeah, basically it's able to build this in a creative way where it's not you have the IP. Now the question is, like, is this IP able to go to market? Maybe it'll compete with trademarks that someone else has. That's like a different sort of question. But in terms of the IP of this app right now, no one can come up to you and say, I own this, because you've literally created this from scratch. Sure. And yeah, so it's an interesting question, because some artists, like movie celebrities, they're sort of suing ChatGPT for generating images like them. So that's like more of a defamation thing that's going through the courts. Maybe you might write a book that sounds like Hemingway or something, and then that could be another challenge as well. But yeah, it's a tricky question, and I don't think there's any clear answer anywhere in the world for this. So it's just something that the industry is getting used to, and they're figuring out what the new standards and laws are. By the time you've built a startup, you've probably got something up and running. You'll have the ability to change your product to suit whatever requirement it is anyway. So it's not really a high list of concerns for building a startup as a founder, because especially if you're just getting an MVP that's only running for, say, 10 or 100 people, that's not going to impact some existing trademark or anything like that. So yeah, it's an interesting question. There's no clear answer.
All right, so it says we've got it's done that first version. So how do we preview it?
Yeah, so now just say I want to run this. So just say run it so I can see it, basically. Run this app so I can see it. And it's going off to run it. So yeah, just keep doing run. Okay, so it's starting up Docker and running the database. Is there like an auto approve, or do you have to keep saying allow?
Allow list with that.
Yeah. So you can do that. So that's basically different applications. It's just automatically going to allow that command. So yep. So that command you ran before, just saying install Llama 3.2, is that actually running It looks like it is actually. But yeah, if you go back to the terminal, that should have finished by now.
It says Docker isn't installed, but I thought I already had that.
Is Docker installed? Did it install?
Yeah, we did it before.
Maybe if you just launch Docker, just double check.
Oh, yeah, I did download it. I think I installed it as an app already.
Oh, did you drag it in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So just open Docker.
Maybe it just didn't recognize it because it hadn't been run yet.
Yeah, and then down the bottom right of cursor. Oh yeah, go through this stuff. So basically, it should be a whale icon at the top right. Just say yeah, finish. Yep.
Right.
You can skip this, so you just skip, and it will just run. Okay, so now you do have Docker. There should be a whale icon somewhere, but if not, whatever.
Yep.
Then if you go back to cursor and just say Docker is now installed, and
It's currently doing its thing. Do you want me to interrupt it or?
so just hit run, and what it's going to do is queue. So it's going to queue whatever your next command is. So just say Docker is now installed. Please check again. Yep, and it's still trying to run things in the background. Yep. Awesome. So that should have a database running. Yep, and you're allowing that app to just automatically run next time. So you just have to do that a few times and it's good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a bit more installing it's doing to get the database up and running. But this is going to be really important if you try and have users. So this is just a problem for your future self, and we're just solving it now. But I think you could scroll up, but I think it said localhost 3000. So if you just go to your browser, or just keep scrolling up, it should say yeah. So just try opening that web page. I don't know if it's going to work yet. There's always going to be issues to start with.
Yeah, I think not yet.
Okay, so then go back, let it do its thing, and then you can say, if you go back down to the chat and just say paste, so like localhost is not running, or I can't visit localhost. Yeah. And then that's queued up. After this top command finishes, it'll run the next one that you're saying.
Okay.
Yep. Now, what you can do on the left-hand side is visit your 002 discussion forum. So you just click that. You can actually see all the files that are being created for you. It's got a Next.js app folder. So if you open that up, that's your front-end website and all the files for it. It's got demo content, which I believe will be some text files that you can drop in the folder, just above the Next.js.
Oh yeah, I see. Yep.
Yeah, so let's have a look at that. So yeah, you can see what it's starting to do here. This is the data that you'll drop into your application, and you can sort of train it on that.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then the next folder above that is database, which is going to be the Postgres database files.
Okay.
So yeah, an SQL script to set it up. That's what that is.
Besides that demo content one, will we be editing, really any of that stuff, or is that sort of we just work with the cursor and it does the edits? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so if you're just generating or making up a subject, then definitely you can just use cursor and AI to do that. It'll be generating that based on the knowledge it's learnt over the since it was trained. So basically it might be end of last year. So all the knowledge of the world to the end of last year, you could basically say, hey, generate this thing about blue whales, or I don't know, whatever example you have. If you want to, so this is the other problem. If you want to solve a problem for a specific university student that's doing finance, it needs actual data from the finance subject. And when it goes to answer questions, it's actually more contextualized in terms of it knows specifically the requirements of the marking rubrics of assignment 2 for the finance course. Yeah. So that's what it. So you can generate a bunch of generic finance stuff, but then if you put specific text information in there about your assignment 2 requirements, then it'll be able to answer about that. And that could be an actual customer requirement, like a student wants to know that answer. It's not going to. So this is the difference between a student asking ChatGPT some generic question and answer versus asking your application a very specific answer, because you've basically trained this AI on specific data that's for the specific problem you're solving. So yeah, the long and short of it is, yeah, you can generate a bunch of generic data, but then you really want to train it for the specific target market of who is using this application.
Yeah.
I know this thing says ready in 3.2 seconds, and it's been like 2 minutes.
Okay, yeah. So just stop. Push it at the bottom right. Stop. So I reckon that's running. But just say, can you just say run it again? Is it running now? Whatever. It will check the history of that terminal prompt, and it should say yes or no, and it'll give you like a green tick.
Okay.
So it reckons it's all good.
Yeah. So if you go back to your browser, it should be running there, hopefully. If not, it should give you an error.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Okay, so just say it is not running. And then it will start doing some testing and figuring that out.
Okay.
Okay, and then go back to the browser. I think it's running in the background now.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa.
Okay, so let's play around with this thing.
Yeah, so you've basically got an application running that looks like the Q&A forum. Now you can train it on specific data, so you can just edit that text file or generate some text files or drop some assignments into it or something. Probably one thing to look at is when you put a PDF file in, it might not be able to read it. So you might have to copy paste the text into a text file, and then it will be able to read it. So just double check that. Now you could probably test, is it actually using a llama when you ask the AI chatbot a question? So this is something that you can work on. This is testing, is it saving a question?
Yeah, not currently, but I guess that's, you just work with the AI now to get the stuff up, right?
Yeah, so probably let's dive into a question, because I think you had asked the AI button somewhere. Yeah. So let's try generate AI answer and see if it actually works.
No, that one was already there.
Yeah, that was there. So if you just jump back to cursor and say, I'm clicking generate AI answer in, ooh, what was that?
Not a good thing.
I clicked generate AI answer button on a question page, and I didn't get an answer generated. Please check Llama, the AI, that it's connected. So it's checking that Llama is running. It's checking that it's got a model attached. Normally, it's a config file in your application. It's not specifying which model to use. So this will figure it out pretty quickly.
Okay.
So for all of these like things that we've downloaded, would you be able to like quickly run us through what the purpose of each of them are? So like in the future, if something's not working, we can kind of know what it's related to, so we can like ask the AI a bit better.
Yeah, so if you want to store data long term, you use a database, and the two things required to run a database locally in an easy way is Docker, which is a containerization platform. So it sets up a container, and then you install Postgres, which is a database standard that runs inside of the Docker container. So that's basically the database. And what that does, it stores long-term user, it might be user information like their login details. It might be some questions and answers you can save into the database as well. And really that's just a very efficient way to store data in a database. So it's quickly callable and retrieved in a fast way. So this thing can scale up to thousands and thousands of questions and answers using a database. You can do other ways to do it, but they're kind of crap, which is storing it in like a text file or a spreadsheet. But yeah, at some point, that is not a scalable solution. It might have 10,000 rows in a spreadsheet, and then it just stops working. So yeah, that's what the database is for. Node.js is just what you're looking at right now. It's like a front-end website server that you can set up a website on. So you need that Node.js to run the website. Then Llama is just a requirement from us to run the AI model. Llama is just like a platform that you can run different AI models on top of. The one we've picked, and I just suggested it to you, is Llama 3.2. That's an open source model released by Meta or Facebook. And that's trained on conversation data. So it's very good for conversational text apps like this. There is a whole bunch of other models. If you want to do, I don't know, like a image recognition application, you can use an image model. There's sound models that can, like Shazam, recognize a song, and then you can you pick that model to build an application around that like Shazam recognizes a song. Do you even use Shazam anymore, or is it just straight up Siri or something?
You just got to know the songs. Like you got to have that ball knowledge. But nah, I would use Siri.
TikTok training, yeah.
I would record it and ask everyone I know what is.
Yeah, so you know, you can have different AI models for different applications depending on whatever you want to build. Some people might want to process video data from CCTV and do facial recognition, which is really takes a lot of computing power to do, but it is possible like this. So there's all sorts of cool stuff you can build. It's really just up to your imagination, and then you really just need to narrow it down and focus into what is my application, what problem is it solving, who is the target market. Otherwise, you're going to say, oh, geez, I wish my Q&A forum could process video data and start generating questions about the movie and people answer. And it just becomes this huge sprawling application. You're going to need like 4 computers that you have running there to run it. So yeah, just try and keep it focused. Yeah. I think we've given you all the building blocks you need, and you should be able to get this MVP up and running pretty quickly. I'm here to help. Just let me know if there's any questions on the Discord, and yeah, happy to do that. So it should be running right now. If you visit the site, it does update automatically if you just load up the site.
So what I just asked it to do was like, when I ask a question, for it to actually like come up, because it wasn't coming up as a question.
Yeah.
So yeah, now it does that.
Yay.
Cool.
Awesome.
Right. So yeah, this is just the now, isn't it?
Yeah, go into it, and I just want to see if you can get AI to generate an. Oh no, go into the question. Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, it's got 2 answers. Yeah, yeah. Refresh and generate another answer. So refresh the page. Oh, just like reload the whole website, and then go back in, and then try and generate a 3rd answer.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
So
type, and then click generate. 4th answer. Hopefully, a 4th one pops up.
doesn't like to do 2 at a time.
Yeah, I don't think that's so. Yeah, go. So this is the other thing you can do. If you right click, you don't have to do this because AI can do it for you. But if you right click and just inspect, and then this is the developer tools that every website browser has. You click console at the top left, and then basically just refresh the page or click generate answer again.
And see what's happening.
Yeah, it tells you what's going on.
I'll tell you what's going on. Nothing.
Nothing, yeah. So then go back to the cursor and just say, look, generate AI answer is not doing anything.
Yeah.
So you might have to, yeah, just try and submit that. You might have to stop it. I don't know what it's doing up the top there. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, so just hit stop, and then you go to your question that you just asked and hit the up arrow next to it. So go back down. Yeah, on the right-hand side, there's an up. Yeah, it's hidden in the little queue there.
Okay.
But the main thing I just want to get working is making sure you have AI connected. Obviously, that's the main requirement is AI is running on a llama and it's doing stuff in your application. So it could be a llama running or not running in the background.
Yeah, I haven't opened it yet on my computer, so it could be the same as the Docker thing.
Mm.
I'm gonna try that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Allow. Okay. And then just type hello. That should be working.
It's 112 gigabytes on my laptop. All right.
Well,
That's something.
maybe maybe not do that. So exit that. You can kill it on the top right. There should be a way to get out of a llama. Anyway, so hopefully that's not downloading in the background. But go back to the website and just see what it's doing. I think you got a problem with the llama running. Maybe not enough space. If you go to terminal, yeah, this is.
Yeah, I just got to clean up my laptop before we go any further, really.
Yeah, and then go to terminal as well. And if you just run that command again, llama run llama 3.2. Yeah, just open that up. Just say hello. Just ask it hello, and this will tell you if it's running. So it is running on your computer, llama 3.2. So now you can go back to cursor and just go, actually, copy paste some of that terminal. So go back to the terminal where you just asked the question. Just copy a little bit of it at the bottom. And that'll do. And then paste that into the chat and say, a llama is running, fix it. AI is not working for me when I click the button. Generate AI answer is not working. Okay, you might have to stop and start again. So it's trying to keep running this thing in the background. Yep, run. It's kind of weird. It's saying that it doesn't think the web server is running because you're clearly using it. But then you sort of just ask more pointed questions like, my website is running, Llama is running, there's some other problem, please fix it. So it's already going through the back end and proving that the back end works. It proved the Llama worked. It proved the front end web server is working. And now it's trying to figure out, is the front end talking to the back end? So hopefully this one is figuring it out now. It's done a lot of testing for you. Give it a refresh as well. You know, you shouldn't have to, but
be safe.
Yeah.
Right.
One of the prizes is actually a computer, so you
Why not get that one? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not confident that this is doing what it said it's doing. So you might have to spend a little bit more time. Maybe restart your computer to stop that download. And then basically just keep asking it questions. This is clearly not working. Please verify on the front end, the back end, you know, everything you said. Verify that the button's working and the chatbot or the LLM or AI is answering the question. I'm not seeing the answer on the web page from the AI. So just say things like that, and you can basically get that little issue fixed. So these are just typical bugs that you're going to have. And you're basically in the founder's seat now, so you can actually go, I don't like this. This is not the user experience I want. I want to change this button to green. I want to, you know, put other category sections for all the questions. You can come up with new ideas around how AI is integrated with this, because this is really the uniqueness of your application. You're fully using AI to help out the user. You can introduce a login system, so you have actual users and a user base, like user database. So that's one of the probably things you probably want to work on. Then you can do cool things like gamification rewards, like upvoting, clout, like some sort of scoring system for people that want to upvote and downvote things. So yeah, just have a think about that, and really think about the AI use cases. So it is different from Reddit. You really want to stand out, and so it's unique as well. But yeah, you've basically got the whole gist of it, and you've got all the infrastructure tools set up. And I think, yeah, you're going to be, because it's going to be pretty good. And if you put it some, maybe pick a topic for the demo. So maybe it's a hardcore engineering subject, maybe it's finance subject, whatever. And then people will be asking it real questions about a specific subject to test it out as well. So yeah, and then you've got the database. So now it will be able to train itself on all the data that you put in that folder. So if you really want to train it up on unique data that's not out on the internet, that's something you could do as well. So yeah, check that out. You've got that set up there for you to do in the future.
Yeah.
For the database, for example, at like some point in the future, would we ever be able to kind of like upload a textbook and then have people kind of ask, oh, what page of the textbook can I find this? Or,
yeah,
like,
absolutely. Yeah, for sure. So you can upload a textbook. You really need to check that sometimes PDFs are sort of encrypted. So an AI can't just look at the file and read it. So you just have to make sure if you upload a textbook, you just go, hey, AI, can you read this file that I just uploaded, the PDF file?
Yeah.
It will go off and try and read it, and it'll tell you if it can read it or not. You might have to convert it to a certain format like text. And yeah, you can basically dump the whole PDF. And there's plenty of online converters for that. The AI should be able to do it for you just with a little software it installs as well. So you don't even have to go on the internet to do that. But yeah, that's totally achievable. Yep.
Cool.
All right. Well, really appreciate your help. We'll play around with it and make it happen.
Yeah, I recorded your reaction when the website first loaded, and I guess you guys are pretty happy. But yeah, this is essentially vibe coding now. So just go with your own vibes and build the app that you want.
Yeah, you did
So,
pretty good
awesome.
teaching them vibe coders. So thank you.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah. Thanks for your time, and yeah, good luck with your submission.
Will do.
And I'm
Thank
on
you.
Discord, so join Discord anytime. Cheers.
100%. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.